Oh, what a great shot of the trail here. The sun behind the trees and all the mist being burnt off in the morning. This is Bear Beach here. Now I just got to find the trail that leads to the road. Alright, I made it to the road and I'm going to try hitchhiking back to Port Renfrew. It's not looking good though, there's not too many cars that come around here. But I don't know, I'll stick around here for a couple hours and hopefully I'll get something. If not, I might have to just keep going and go down to China Beach. I think there's a shuttle there that I can catch. Or maybe hike along the road going back the other way, who knows, we'll see. Alright, so I made it back to my car. I was basically hitchhiking for around an hour and a half, and then a couple picked me up, and the couple said they actually remember seeing me on the trail. And what happened is they crossed me on the trail and got to the other end, then they hitched back to their car, and then they were also picked up by another guy who was hitchhiking to his car. So I guess that's how it is here, you know, trail of hitchhikers picking up each other. So I don't know, I'm going to drive back to China Beach now. Well, I'll probably have some dinner or a beer at the pub. But when I go on my way back, I'll see if I see any hitchhikers. I'll be sure to stop and offer them a ride. I've only got room for one really, but you know, maybe I'll see a single person. Alright, so it's day 4 and I've parked at China Beach and I'm just doing a day hike here over to Bear Beach where I came out before. You can see I just got my day pack on me, so I'm going to be able to do this a lot quicker. I think it's only like 9 or 10 kilometers or something. And that'll be the final bit of the trail. And then I'll try hitchhiking back, but I might just run back on the road. I mean, if it's a 9 or 10K run, I can do that in less than an hour, which will probably be a lot quicker than waiting for, you know, somebody to come pick me up while I'm hitchhiking. This is a really cool beach. Got a little mini cave there and really good rope swing it seems here. You go for a ride on this. This is the waterfall everyone was talking about. It's not that impressive, but I'm sure it probably has a little bit more flow on after rainy days. Makes a good showering waterfall though. Should have brought my soap. Gonna go down here, see if I can find some caves or anything. I mean, that's really cool over there. Looks like the tide might be coming in too, so I better be quick about this. I don't want to get caught in the water here and have to swim back. Let's see what this thing is over here. An old freezer chest. And on the other end of the beach here, somebody else has built another swing, and this is more of the sit-down type. Looks pretty fun. I love when they use naturally fallen logs to make a bridge. You can tell this was not just cut down too, because it's been uprooted, so it was blown over. So I made it back to Bear Beach. Still no bears here. But I actually think I'm just going to hike back the 10K on the trail I just came, because it was a relatively easy trail. And it'll be better than hiking up to the road, and it's probably a little too hot on the road up there. Bent Creek, and the sign is bent. And that sign for Bent Creek over there has also been bent. Sure are a lot of people on Mystic Beach now. So I finally finished hiking the Juan to Fuca trail, and I'm just settling in here for the night in my car, and I'm going to read a book or watch some movies. And tomorrow is going to be a rest day for me, so what I'm going to do is fix up my car a bit, clean it up, and I guess I got to hit the general store here in town and pack for the West Coast Trail. West Coast Trail is probably going to be about 6 or 7 days, and then I might do a day or two of more trails on the other side before I head back over here. So I'm also charging up all my electronic devices, so I'll have enough power to film for the next trip. But I'm going to be out for maybe up to 10 days, so I might actually bring my solar panel with me so I can get a little bit more juice. So my water tank was emptied, and I even finished all my backup water, but I was able to find a tap here at this camping site, and I managed to fill up both my tanks. So now I should have water for the next little while, hopefully. So I have this big gummy glob here, which is actually just a bunch of multivitamins that I left in the sun accidentally, and they all melted together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off little chunks of this, and those will be my vitamins for the day. So this is the food I'm going to be packing with me, and I basically just have it organized into my days here. So the plastic bags are breakfast, and then I have usually like a protein bar for lunch, and if I'm still hungry I'll have like a granola bar and some noodles as well. And then for dinner I always have a pack of noodles and some of these Sidekick packages, or some dehydrated meals, which taste better but are a little bit more expensive. These ones I already happen to have on me, a few extras left over from last camping season. I also got a jar of peanut butter and a pack of bagels, and I like to have that for breakfast or a snack later. So this is enough food for me for hiking for 6 days, maybe a little into the 7. Alright, so this is all the gear I'm taking. I got my water pack there, a day pack because I'm going to do a hike after I'm done the West Coast Trail that's on the other side, so I'm going to need the day pack for that. It's pretty light, so I don't mind taking it the whole way. In here I've got a water pump, my cooking kit, you know, toothbrush, toothpaste, and first aid kit with a few different things in there, and some TP. In this pocket here I like to keep my lunch for the day so I get easy access, but I also have my thermal gear in there, a book, and a notebook for writing down stuff. These are my 2 food bags here, so that has my 6 days of food. These here, I'm going to bring my nunchucks. Those are for fighting off bears and cougars. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't try and use nunchucks to fight off wildlife. You'll just piss them off more and probably get eaten. I'm taking these along because I like to use them in camp for entertainment and exercise. So over here I've got my sleeping bag, and I'm using a lighter one because it's not supposed to dip below 10 degrees at night. I got a little inflatable pillow and a tent. Over here in this bag is my rain gear, which I probably won't need, but I bring just in case. So I really like having the water tap here on my trunk because it makes filling my camel pack here pretty easy. So my sleeping bag popped, and you know, I've slept now 3 nights without it, and you know, I'm getting more comfortable sleeping on the ground, especially sleeping in my car here on this flat board. So I'm just going to go hiking and camp without the sleeping pad now. I think I'm okay to sleep on the ground from now on. It'll save me some weight and space in my pack too. So in terms of knives, I've got my K-bar here, which I always bring, and you know, this knife I've used for years, and as you can see it's pretty worn out, but I mean, I keep it sharp and it's still really good, and I like it because it's got a lot of weight to it, and I can use it for chopping logs and clearing out knots off of hiking sticks. And of course it always is a good defense to have if for the odd chance you were to be attacked by a wild animal. This is something that could potentially save your life. Now for more often I'll use this. This is just a Victorinox knife, and I like this one because it has the saw attachment as well, and the saw attachment is pretty good for cutting up some pretty big logs for firewood. And this one here doesn't have the pair of scissors, but I do want to actually get a new one and get one with the scissors, because I have the smaller version of this that does have the scissors, and I've used that before to dig out some tough splinters that sometimes, like, a stick gets jammed in my hand or whatever, and the scissors can be good to like cut away the skin. And of course you also have tweezers on here to take that out. And I do have a needle in my bag as well for any other like deep splinters that I need to get out. And I also have a tripod here which I use to hold my phone so I can get some external shots of me. And this is sort of broken, so I'm having a little trouble getting some of the good shots, but hopefully it'll be enough to last me until the next trek. So yeah, I'm all done packing and I'm ready to start hiking the West Coast Trail. The trail is going to take me around 5 or 6 days, and I might do a day hike at the end of it, so probably around 7. And I hope to see all sorts of cool stuff on the coast and maybe some landscapes, a lot like what you see here behind me. Right now I'm in Botany Bay, and I'm just going to spend the night here, and then first thing tomorrow I'll catch the ferry over to the West Coast Trail.